With the variant, you don't have the shaped roof line, which loses a little bit of space like the sedan. You can see how the roof goes all the way back until it drops right here at the rear, which gives you a more spacious and a higher trunk. That is very important to people who buy the variant. They like to transport bigger things or like to be flexible with the transportation. Design-wise, I like the sedan better because it's simply more shaped like a car and it has those very refined forms. But here, this, I mean, come on, look at it. It looks a little bit like a square, a rectangle with a nose. So, I mean, it's a car which is practical. You buy it because you really need the space. You have a big family or you have a garden, you need to transport big bags. That is why you would buy this car. And I think if you really have those purposes and you really have those needs, then this is a very good option. And in this color, the Harvard blue, it really looks nice. When the trunk is the main reason to buy this car, we're gonna have a look into the trunk now. Here the cover flips automatically back when we open the trunk. So you see it's pulled back, but you can also adjust it so nobody can see what precious things you keep in here. So most importantly, in the trunk you have more space and it's easier to get things in here as you have the entrance at the same level. What I find very practical are those elements at the sides where you can put things in, but this is the first element we found not to be so premium in this car. Very nice here with the aluminium element, so it's very practical with this trunk and of course easy to close it. And by the way, if you want to use a trailer, there is a very practical function here. And finally, to flip the seats. As you can see, nothing can beat the space of a Passat estate. For example, if you're wondering what this here is, this is to hold boxes tight. You can move it here and you can adjust it wherever you need it. You can also flip it up, but I cannot do it from this point of view here. As the roof goes all the way back to the trunk, you have even more space here in the roof department. There's quite a way up here and it goes all the way back there, so there's more air to fill, so to say. For my legs there is also here enough space, and I really like the color of the interior design. It's very fine and it's very nice with those stitches here. I like that. I'm gonna show you also the front here, which you already know from the all-new Passat as a sedan version. But I'm showing you this because now we got the highest trim level with the all leather seats, for example, or those wooden veneers here in front. So you can also have a look at this. It looks pretty nice to me. You have of course the same elements and it feels very, very elegant. And some of you might know I really like it when it's really light. Not only the seats but also the roof, which is made very nicely here from a textile material.
And now my comments to the driving side of this version. We still got the basic same engine here, 2.0 liter diesel, but the version with 240 horsepower, as Katrina said. And this really makes a huge difference. Well, why? The first big difference is that in this case we got the all-wheel drive, and this is really necessary because this engine has so much torque that you wouldn't get the power properly to the ground if you wouldn't have the all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive, as we use from Volkswagen and Audi, is front-wheel drive plus rear-wheel drive, so the rear wheels get into action if needed. Usually just the front wheels are active. In this case, the DSG, the dual clutch transmission, is also serial with a smaller diesel engine, the 150 horsepower one. We also had it in this case, but it is optional. This one, 240 horsepower diesel, you just get in the combination with the DSG, and of course it just works flawless. You don't really feel the car shifting. What's general difference in driving? Well, the small diesel, I said earlier, is just for relaxed driving, and you just feel comfortable and you ride along, you cruise and just have fun. Listen to it, it's silent and really great. But that one here is more has this sportier attitude, and I realized it myself. I was just driving faster immediately because it was more fun. There was instant torque, and you almost sometimes feel like in a small sports car, although you are even in a wagon here now. So this one is really recommended for the guys who have sportier attitude if you want to spend the money. I say you are really fine with the small diesel. It has enough torque, and also on the motorway you can overtake people. It will be no problem. Just if you really think, okay, I can just spend the money for an even bigger engine, then you can even have lots of more fun with the throttle. However, the consumption will also be higher. From the numbers we have here, my guess is that with a bigger diesel engine, because you also drive faster yourself, it's not just the engine, because also the habits of the driver change with the engine. So in the end, I think you will land up with about 2 liters diesel more per 100 kilometers, and this might land something between 8 and 9 liters on 100 kilometers, whereas a smaller diesel probably land with 6 to 7 liters. So the acceleration test now with a 240 horsepower diesel DSG again. We got a little bit uphill road here now, but still I think we can see how much more power this one has. And what is interesting, here we can also turn off the DSG, the traction control. So let's see. Wow. It's almost like a launch control start in a sports car. That is really impressive, unbelievable. And this with a family wagon or business wagon. Incredible. By the way, we also got the optional rear view camera here with the 360-degree surround view at the left side. So here we can see where we're going, and we also got the high resolution camera. But I must say, here in the background it gets a little bit blurry. And on the left side we got this fake drone view, 360 degrees. because we got cameras all surrounded here, and also we got the optical sensor that is warning when we get too close to something. So let me sum up the all-new Volkswagen Passat for you. In my opinion, this car is a new benchmark, not only for the middle class segment, but for cars on the market in general. First of all, the design is classy, but still very attractive, so you don't arouse too much attention, but you still look dynamic and sporty and very elegant. The interior is really stunning, it's pure premium, it's very clean, fluent lines, and also the functionality is very good. You get around very easily, and the new virtual cockpit, as Audi is called, here's it, active info display. This new display also adds some safety, maybe because you don't have to switch your vision that much, and also adds more to attraction to the interior because it looks more modern, and you have this, especially the GPS function, just in your view side. Also, sitting in the rear compartment is so spacey, even better than in some vans or big SUVs, even if you just pick the sedan version, which will be the most important worldwide. The estate or variant or wagon version will rather be important in Germany and in Great Britain, but that one we have as well, so you have more flexibility there. Then about the engines, okay, in my opinion the Volkswagen engines consume a little bit too much still, but they are very powerful and extremely silent. The comfort inside is so good, especially with the Ergo Comfort seats, and you get so great noise cancellation that you don't almost hear anything when driving inside. The GSG dual clutch transmission works flawless. Also the suspension is just superb. So all in all these factors are really a benchmark for the whole industry. And if you now think about the middle class segment, if you buy an Audi A4 or maybe a BMW 3 Series, no one would ever have thought before, okay, maybe you think about buying a Passat. Now you can, and you really save money, because this one here now, it starts in Germany, for example, about 30,000 euros. Later on there will also be a cheaper entry version with a smaller engine, 25,000 euros. And I've tested some out with the trim levels and compare it to the other premium manufacturers. You save about like 3,000 euros in comparison to the Audi A4 with same trim level, also BMW 3 Series, and sometimes even in higher trim levels, especially up to 6, 7, 8,000 euros in comparison to the Mercedes C-Class. So this one is really the cheaper pick, but is it the worst pick? No way. In future this will also be a premium car and a choice if you want exactly that segment. And well, maybe some people say, I will only buy BMW, I will only buy Mercedes, then it's kind of fixed. But everyone who is not fixed on a certain brand will have to consider this one in the middle segment from now on.